Good morning, peace and blessings. Happy Tuesday. So, today we are in the new moon energy. We have the new moon tonight in Capricorn at 23 degrees, conjunct Pluto. There might be some other aspects, but that's not what I really like to talk about, all the aspects. I really just want to talk about how to use this energy because it is just it's such a mix. It's a mixed bag of energy. And so what it requires ultimately is this stillness and this profound experience of detachment from your attachments. Like really giving yourself the permission to be truthful about what you're attached to and then allow those attachments to dissolve in your mind, right? One of the ways that I do this is that I notice where my attachments are, whether they're to people or things or any of that stuff, and then I just kill that stuff. I just literally, so if I have had attachments to lovers in the past, I will go into my mind and just, if I want to break the attachment, I just kill it. If I've had an attachment to lack or scarcity, I will make scarcity an image in my mind and I will go into that space and kill it. Wherever the things that I tend to suffer around, I will go and annihilate it because I have power over everything. So, I don't kill it immediately before I learn the lesson from it, before I give myself permission to really discover why I created it, how it was serving me. But then once I get that information and I understand, it's time for you to die. And then I kill it. So, I want to encourage you to go register for the rebirthing of the authentic self, giving birth to your God image. This class, I'm telling you all, you guys, we are living into a new age, and it is so important for us to be able to really learn how to commune in a different way with ourselves and the universe. Like this work that I do here is because I have, I have used astrology to help me develop tools that allow me to understand that we are living a life from the inside out and not from the outside in. So all these rules we have about life, like you have to do this at 25 and this and all that stuff are man-made constructs, and they are not in alignment with our sacredness and our feminine power and our evolution. They are constructed through the patriarchal understanding, which was, like I said, was valuable. It was valuable. It got us where we are, but it's now outdated. It's like trying to wear old shoes. And so it's so important for us to do the work to clear this energy out. And so I think I'm losing my point. But to my point is we have to create new constructs inside of ourselves. We have to create new belief systems. We have to create new pathways to doing things that we value and being what we value. And that's what this class is going to offer. That's what the rebirthing of the authentic self is. It's about going and questioning everything that you've known up till now, really. And so I've created a class that allows you to do this gently and compassionately and empathetically, because you have to do this kind of work in a container. Otherwise, it's too scattered and consuming, and it's a work that needs to be soft. It's not something that needs to. It's not a traumatizing thing. It's a soft thing. So I encourage you to come and register. So this new moon in Capricorn conjunct Pluto is about death. It really is about something dying and some aspect of yourself dying. And so whatever that is in your chart, where that is in your chart, and if you want to come and get a new moon reading, you can book one. I have new moon, full moon readings, and you can see where that is. For me, this is in my 10th house. So this is around, they say the 10th house is your career, but that's really a cheap way of saying, like, the work you do, like how you show up. My favorite astrologer, well, one of my favorite astrologers, Stephen Forrest, he says it's the hat you wear in the world, right? So it's really who you are. So that's where mine is showing up in the 10th house. So I am having to look at really who I have been up till now in my life. What got me here? Why I've been this way? And so where I'm looking at is because this 10th house for me, all of us are in this energy that trines Libra. And Mars has been in opposition to Libra. So this energy is, for me, it's about the way I have related in the world, the way my relationships have been configured in the world. And for me, it's through this patriarchal lens, because most women have been looking to the masculine for our saving, our power, for our vehicle. We've been looking outside of ourselves for this sort of saving from the masculine, which is ending now because the patriarchy is collapsing. So the way that we have configured our relationships with the masculine are completely dissolving and outdated. And I'm seeing that in my own life. The feminine is now in the lead. And the relationships that are going to flourish and thrive are ones that put the feminine in the leading seat. Because the feminine is the primordial force, that the connecting force of the universe, where we get what we need that is new from. It's why women have babies, because when we need new energy, the new energy comes through the feminine body. And so the new thoughts, the new ways of being also come through the feminine. It's not necessarily a gender thing. A man can totally embody the feminine and tap into this energy. He has to do a lot of work to do that, but it's totally available. Artists, those kind of types of people. But this is even more than that, because this is around how we think and how we create industry and all of that, around understanding our relationship to the feminine. And the feminine leads, the feminine chooses. If you understand how life is formed in a woman's body in the cervix, the egg chooses the sperm. Like, she literally sits in place. Millions of sperm are around her. She has a hard protein protecting her. And when she decides which one comes in, she creates a soft space in that, sends out tentacles, and will choose one sperm out of thousands and millions of them, right? So the feminine is the choice. So we are going back to the natural order of things energetically. So we have to learn how to do this in practical ways, but we have to catch ourselves in the act where we've been doing it out in the old way. So that's what this is showing up in for me in my 10th house. The ways that I have been a people pleaser with the masculine, the ways that I have felt like I have to be a certain way with men because they need this, or and really it's the ways that I have put my own needs second to that of the masculine. That's really what this is. And we've been taught to do that. We've been taught to sacrifice ourselves for men. We've been taught, and they've been taught to sacrifice themselves for us too. So I'm not making this this is not a man against woman. This really is about order, divine order, and things coming into the natural order of how they are divinely meant to be, so that we can then create new realities that are in alignment with natural order. If you want to understand this, there is a documentary called The Pyramid Code, and it's about Egypt and how the order that Egypt created its systems in, where everything was one thing, where science and spirit and nature and the feminine and the masculine, all things worked together. Things were not segregated, is what I'll say. Nothing really had power over the other. But if there was a supreme power, if there was one, it was the feminine. And the feminine led, the feminine chose. And this is what we have to get back to. And so it's like, So I'm sharing with you, I just want to bring my mind back to let you know that I'm sharing with you my process in this, because Capricorn is the patriarchy. And that's how I am looking at where I am healing myself, healing my mind, healing my behaviors, healing my thoughts in the ways that I have submitted myself to the masculine that are out of order, that would sacrifice my own well-being, for the sake of that, for the sake of something outside of myself, for the sake of something external, right? Because the masculine is external. And when the feminine sacrifices herself for something external, it's like, it's like a great sin, because the external can be replaced. We create the external. We give birth to the external. The external comes out of us. So for us to sacrifice ourselves for it is sacrilegious in this odd way. So, okay, the moon today is in Capricorn. When I checked, it was at 15 degrees, and that is the degree of resistance. So it's this opportunity for us to look at where we meet resistance, and then how we can transmute that resistance, right? So for me, I meet resistance in this place where I don't put myself first, where I literally give someone else my authority. And that's where I'm meeting the resistance. And how that shows up is, oh God, for me, it shows up in not expecting reciprocity. It shows up in me devaluing myself, not really understanding how valuable I am. So I'll give it away for free. And then I find myself being depleted. And that's the feminine. That is what we do, right? So that is how it's showing up for me. And that is where that resistance. So the moon, right? The moon is moving into the new moon phase, and the new moon phase is where we begin to release. So literally, what are you planting? So based upon all that I just shared with you, I have a goal. And my goal is very simple: to stand for myself, to love myself beyond that I love anything else, to love myself so much that I understand my value, that I'm enough already. And in that, I don't need anything else outside of me. I don't need anything outside of myself, because I have everything I need within me. And in that, I literally just kill off everything that I have attachments to externally in my mind, because I understand that I'm creating everything from within my mind, and through my understanding of how I participate is how I'm creating it. So it's like, if I show up powerfully, then I know that relationship is powerful. If I show up with kindness, then I know that relationship is kindness. But if I'm showing up feeling unworthy or full of scarcity, or like I need something, then, right? So then those aspects of myself have to die. Yes. So I said a lot. I hope this is helpful. Please go register for the Rebirthing the Authentic Self, Becoming Your God Image. It's going to be an incredible class. Next week, I will do a marketing event where I just talk about the class and what we're going to be doing and what you can expect. So I will have that next week. But right now, it's just, I'm starting the process. So the class starts on January 21st. All right. Peace and blessings. Happy new moon. Oh, let it die. Let it die. Oh, just let yourself, feel the death, feel it, right? It's like Capricorn is also the patriarchy. It's the devil. It's all of that, right? So it's like, there's a little bit of hell in here, right? But once you let that hell come, there is an ascension. Oh, if you remember the biblical story about Jesus, when he went to hell, and then 3 days later, he ascended into the highest consciousness of Christ. So that is what this is. Let it burn. Let it take you. Let yourself go into the depths into the hell that you've created. It's your own hell. Let it take you, and then watch that you are redeemable, and you are redeemed, and you will rise again. Oh, all right. Peace and blessings. I'm the Moon Mama. Bye-bye.